episode of They Call Me Warrior, where we talk about real experiences, advocacy, and research and development in sickle cell disorder. I'm your host, Sharon Brown Peter, and for our first episode, we have a very special guest, a woman very close to my heart, and also the woman that gave birth to me, my beautiful mother. Hello, Mom.
Hi, Sharon. Yeah, my name is Barrister Stella Peter-Inyang, and I think I'm very privileged to have you, Sharon, as a daughter. I must put this on record, how proud I am of you for what you're doing. What you're doing is what helped me, to build up myself, and what I think I did a good job looking after you.
You definitely.
So to this advocacy would prepare any caregiver, parents, to understand that sickle cell anemia is not a death sentence.
Yes, definitely.
It is a way of life.
It is a way of life. Thank you so much, Mom. You're making me blush. All right. So, for my first question, how did you know I had sickle cell?
2 months pregnant, I went for a routine test, a prenatal test, and the blood test, showed that you had you're going to have sickle cell anemia. So I had 7 months
to prepare
myself mentally for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something that you rarely see here in Nigeria.
Absolutely. It really should take place everywhere.
Exactly.
Because it really helped me, Sharon.
I know. Wow. Okay, so you have two younger sisters. And my two aunties, Auntie Louisa and late Auntie Mary. And comparing how they grew up to me, what are the differences?
Well, it's like chalk and cheese. We didn't know that they had sickle cell anemia, until maybe, when they were 6, 7, about that kind of age. Wow. They had slight pains here and there. So you can imagine having, young people like that with sickle cell anemia, but they were still playing under the rain. They were still exposed to extreme temperatures. They were not drinking enough. So we didn't know. And when we eventually got to know that they had sickle cell anemia, it came as a surprise to the whole family. So that's the difference. 3 decades ago, one of your aunties is still alive. The other one would have been alive, but for medical negligence. We've managed them. Sickle cell anemia is not a death sentence. They've managed themselves, and up till this age, it is just slight pains, and life continues.
Okay, so going from that, what were the challenges for you while I was growing up?
I think, the main challenges were, being able to juggle, looking after you, and, my practice, my law practice. But, I was mentally ready for that. So that is why I'm so pleased that you're doing what you're doing, because, you get people mentally ready for these challenges. And I believe that for me, that mental state that I had would always make me be prepared. The Boy Scout approach, when she is sick, she'll be in the hospital for a few days and out. Or sometimes we even manage it at home. So it was just being able to juggle the two. And, I think a few times that I was concerned was when you had the blood exchange. You went through all of that, the blood transfusions and the exchange. And sometimes I had to put my foot down. No more exchange for now. No more transfusion for now. So they listen to parents, because we are the caregivers. We spend the day to day with you. Some of your medications, could have an addictive effect. Some warriors, unfortunately, get addicted to these medications. like morphine.
Yes.
So I would sometimes put my foot down, and then I said, no, I think we should stop it for now, because all the medical staff want, God bless their heart, they want to make you comfortable. At the same time, they don't want to keep listening to a screaming. Sickle cell pain is not an easy pain.
It's not easy.
When it has to do with the bone, but yes, we have a lot to contribute, even to the medical arrangements for you, because from hospital to hospital, not the same staff, but we have the same records. I have a good folder, which I've handed out down to you now.
Yeah.
With all your medical records from day one.
Yeah.
So the caregivers should have that. Keep the record. One pain is not the same as the other one. Anything can trigger a pain. Don't wait for bad weather like this to think that the pain would be triggered. It can just come from nowhere.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
Okay. So how are you able to maintain a balanced lifestyle for me? And what advice would you give to other warriors, other caregivers?
Right. A balanced lifestyle, yeah, from counseling and letting you do some of the things that you want to do, but we've got to take, it takes a bit of maturity, it takes a bit of wisdom, not to tell Sharon, no, you're not going to join that particular drama group, because you would want me to tell you why, to explain to you, why should I not do it, Mom? And then, if you sulk and sulk too long, a crisis may result from that.
Yeah.
So how should I do that? I give you that scenario. I go to your drama teacher and say, that role Sharon wants to play, please give her another role and tell her that she'll look more beautiful with the other role. So we counseling and wisdom, because you warriors are very stubborn.
That is very true. That is very true. And I feel like from a young age, you also instilled independence in me as
Absolutely.
well. So, for example, knowing that from you handing me my medication, I eventually had to start remembering my medication.
Yes.
My everyday medications, and also, like me measuring how much water I take,
Yes.
or how much activity I do, and the friends that I carry around me, because friends also have a huge influence.
Absolutely.
So you did a lot of that for me, and I thank you so much for my upbringing. Thank you so much for being there for me and making me the woman I am today.
Fantastic. And I'd like to say to the caregivers that having to manage a person that has this disorder is not a death sentence. That is what used to happen before. People, you think about that. My sisters have survived it. As I said, the one that passed on because of medical negligence. Otherwise, she would have still been here with us. Sharon has grown into a beautiful woman. She is doing the things that she is passionate about. And I can tell you that counseling, watching out for the triggers, and wisdom, because these are very strong-willed human beings. That is why they are called warriors. They would want to know why they cannot do what the other children are doing. That is at that age. And you have to know how to manage information and how to liaise with those that are also part of their lives, like the teachers. The teachers always knew what Sharon has to go through. The teachers knew, the medical people, the doctors that know the children. Routine check is very important when they're well, not always rushing to the hospital when they're sick. When Sharon is well, I try to know what, her blood count is as a well person, So that is very important. I think with that, please don't wait until rush to the chemist when they have the crisis. They must have a stock of their pain medication at all times. It is a Boy Scout effect. You must have it all the time. And then hydration. Once all of this is put together, it's just like me and you walking around the streets. So that's all I can say to caregivers. It is a way of life. Please take it as a way of life. And it's such a delight, seeing them grow into, because they are very intelligent. Their intelligence is a lot, the IQ is higher. I can tell you that. So please take it as a way of life. That's all the advice I can give.
Thank you so very much, Mom. And also another thing is to know your genotype.
Absolutely.
Know your genotype so that you can make informed decisions when you meet your partner or any a person that you want to have a child with, so that more people don't have to suffer the pain that I go through from time to time.
Absolutely. Yes, that brings me to the point. When I got to know that Sharon was coming out as a warrior, that was when her dad knew that he was a carrier. Wow. So because I said, oh, how did this come about? And then I said, I've always known that I was a carrier because of my sisters, because we all had to be tested in our family when we knew that both of them were warriors. And then I said, oh, that means you must be a carrier. Oh, I never knew. And this was a man in his 40s or so. Yeah. He had to go and test, and now found that he was a carrier. So we shouldn't wait for that. Yeah. Everybody in the family must know what their status is.
Thank you very much, Mom, for being here. Thank you for joining us for this interview and also informing caregivers for what they should do when their child has sickle cell.
Sharon, it's a delight. Thank you for inviting me.
Okay. So that is it for today. Please tune in for next week's episode. We have a very, very special guest with us next week. Don't miss it.